Okay guys, so I'm doing the 50k challenge from Top Step. It's day trading futures. So basically I'm trading the Nasdaq mostly, and sometimes oil and gold, maybe the ES. But let me guys show you, this is the trading combined, it's the 50k. Now I started Friday, today's Monday, and I wasn't there at the open, but I had a nice little trade into the close, making 250 almost. And yes, today is Monday and already traded the London session. Got some trades in that I'm gonna show you in a second. Now going over this challenge. Yeah, it's called a 50k challenge, but in reality you only have $2,000 to risk in total and a $1,000 daily loss limit, and you need to hit 3,000 in profits. So basically it's turning a $2,000 account into a $5,000 account. And it's not that easy, I actually tried it a couple of times and I always blew up. But this time I'm gonna try it to be a little more disciplined, don't trade outside my strategy. And hopefully, I can complete it and show you guys. Now for the strategy that I'm using, it's day trading futures, so I'm gonna be using the 15-minute opening range, combining that with the prior closing line for my bias, either short or long. Anything above prior day's close for me is a long, and anything below will be a short. Now there's some exceptions. I also use the fib lines on all time frames to actually see where support and resistance could be. So now let's go over the trades from today. And yes, this is Trade08, which I'm using. They offer different platforms. Now, as you guys can see, this is the daily chart, this is the 15-minute chart, and this is the 3-minute chart. And then I also have the oil CL, which I'm also trading. So I actually was waiting this morning. This is the 15-minute opening range. I like to mark it out. This is the candle. Obviously it's red, so it should be a short, but we are green on the day, so I'm looking to go long and not short. That's what I did. So I used, in this case, the fib lines on that bigger leg, always looking if it conforms to price action. At this particular trade, I was going for a quick scalp because we are retesting that resistance line, failing there basically, and then opening pretty weak, the 15-minute opening range. But I saw this wick right at the 38.20, and then after that price confirming, I jumped in long, took my 10 points and walked away, right? Obviously you could have held it, you could have added and used this 38.20 fib line as a solid risk level. Now at this point it reclaimed, and yeah, you could have bought the dips, being actually the trend in your favor again. But I was actually focusing on oil, which unfortunately for me, I kind of messed it up. And the same concept, this is the 15-minute chart. You can see it's stuck in a range, right, from last week. But this week, we bounced off the lows and the opening range was green. We went from red to green on the day, so I was looking to go in long. You can see it here, this nice little structure reclaim. Now obviously we ended up failing at the 78.60s, but going over what I did, as we reclaimed, I was looking to go long. I didn't expect it to drop that much. I thought the 77 will hold, and I got in on the dip, had too tight of a stopped out. Then again, we actually reclaimed. I got in on the dip, perfect entry, right? But then I had two too tight of a risk, you know, way too tight, and actually missed then this entire move that I was actually looking. Now, very frustrating. Then, you know, after missing it, you know, I jumped in again, of course, because we're still green on the day, so it's a valid trade. But you know, it ended up being very choppy. So I started in, I added more, recycled, stopped out again, then, you know, waited, got in again because its tape looked like it stalled, and then actually captured that move with 2 contracts and made my money back and some, being up 330 on a day. Now I ended up failing. I actually got the live footage, so I will show you here. Basically, that's the action. As I was saying, you know, I got stopped out a couple of times here, and you know, giving back all my profits, you know, down to 30 bucks. And obviously I'm still looking to get long, but I want to go long, you know, when this actually starts to go in my favor. But you know, the risk is that you end up missing it because it's not pulling back and it just jumps on you like it did before. So I actually had to, you know, jump in right now using the tight risk again. You know, I didn't care about the small loss, you know, it's okay. It's about taking one step, you know, back in order to go forward, right? That's, you know, how I need to trade this. You know, I can't have too much wiggle room. I need to stop out, get back in. And that's exactly what I did. Started in again, 3rd time. Maybe this time, you know, it will work, which it will, as you guys will see in a second. So I'm going in. Now the idea is, if this actually starts to go, I want to actually add. Now going a little bit fast forward. Starting to stall. You know, there's not much activity as of right now, some bidder. And once the seller got cleared out, you know, I'm expecting it to pop, right? So I got in a buy stop over the highs, expecting something like this again. And should be breakout any second. There it is. As you guys, you see me add, then scaling out for 10 points. 1 contract, leaving another one for a little bit more, looking maybe closer to that highs. And you know, as you guys can see, it's trading with the Nasdaq as well. So Nasdaq is showing strength, so does this. But this is very choppy. We're already 1 hour into the open, you know, and you know, I'm actually starting to look for the exit here. One little more pop, I'm thinking, and that's what we are getting here, the 25s. Basically putting in here either way, either reach my target or, you know, stop out for a small profit to lock it in. So that's the trade. And obviously, you know, it tried to chop around more, came all the way back down, came back up, and then eventually it started to fail, right? But bouncing again off. So I'm gonna wait for the open, the US open, and basically try to do the same thing again. Maybe not miss it this time, the 15-minute opening range trade. And you know, see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.